welcome back to Somewhere with Sunny, where we read a really fun book and visit someplace really neat in Sweetwater County. Now before we get started today, I wanted to let y'all know this is going to be the last Somewhere with Sunny of 2020. We're going to take a break for a few weeks and we'll be back in January. But all of the videos that we have done all season long, mine and Miss Constance's, Miss Becky and Mr. Aaron, they're all on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you get bored over the next couple weeks when we're not bringing you anything new, you can always jump on and rewatch your favorites. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to read a book called The Night Santa Got Lost, How NORAD Saved Christmas. This is my favorite Christmas book. That's why I wanted to share it with you before we left for Christmas break. We know who that guy is, don't we? The Night Santa Got Lost, How NORAD Saved Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas at NORAD's home base. Not an airman was stirring, each one in his place, ready and waiting for the very first sight of good old Saint Nick on his Christmas Eve flight. To deter and detect and defend the homeland, North American Aerospace Defense Command, it's our job to watch everything in the sky, from airplanes to rockets, whatever can fly. On a day long ago, NORAD's tradition, tracking Santa's red sleigh on his once-a-year mission, using radar and satellites, fighter jets too, reporting on Santa wherever he flew. Have you guys ever logged on and watched NORAD's Santa Tracker? That's something you can do every single year. It's really fun, and I highly recommend doing it. From Japan to Nepal, from New York to Phnom Penh, or the Great Wall of China and past London's Big Ben, NORAD tracks Santa throughout his long flight, while children sleep soundly, tucked in for the night. But on this Christmas Eve, after quite a cold day, there arose a huge blizzard, and it moved Santa's way. This might be a problem, said a sergeant with fear. That wind seems too strong for 8 tiny reindeer. Much farther away, in the Arctic North Pole, the elves worked quite hard. They had only one goal, to hitch up the reindeer and pack up the sleigh with presents for children so far, far away. Santa finished his list of those naughty and nice, pulled on his red suit, then he checked the list twice. We'd better get going. The storm's getting stronger. We must leave right now. We can't wait here much longer. Back at NORAD's HQ, the news came like a shock. Santa just left way ahead of the clock. Commenced tracking Santa. His flight's so erratic. He's fighting fierce headwinds right off the Atlantic. And then as they watched, the green blip disappeared. And no sign of Santa, nor a single reindeer. The radar's lost Santa, they cried in a panic. We must find him now, or this will be gigantic. The general, a 4-star, ran straight to the base. He was huffing and puffing. He had a red face. Where was Santa last spotted? He said with a frown. He pulled out some maps, and all gathered around. The commander-in-chief was handed a phone. Scramble the fighter jets, send up a drone. For both red state and blue state, this is a real threat. It's even much worse than our national debt. Jet fighters took off from their base with a scream. They flew to the place where the blip was last seen. They used their night vision, then they tried infrared. Hey, look at that there. Does that look like a sled? A squad fast roped down to the white ice below. They searched for 8 reindeer while crunching through snow. Hey Dasher, hey Dancer, where's Prancer and Vixen? Where's Comet? Where's Cupid? Where's Donner and Blitzen? Ahead they saw something, a blinking red light. They dug through the snow and they found quite a sight. A cold, shaken Santa and 8 shivering deer. NORAD's found Santa, they reported with cheer. But Santa was worried. For the world's girls and boys, there's not enough time left to deliver their toys. I'm so far behind now, how can it be done? No toys Christmas morning? That's not very fun. Then the generals met and they hatched quite a plan. They would call every base, from right here to Japan. Canada and NATO, our allies help too. We'll all work together, one big happy crew. We've got battleships, cruisers, and fast submarines, copters and cargo jets like C-17s. Big trucks and strikers and personnel carriers, huge armored tanks that can climb over barriers. Then NORAD showed Santa its satellite photos of rooftops and chimneys where Santa Claus goes. Our agency knows, on a need-to-know basis, who's been naughty and nice. They're classified cases. There's just one little thing, Santa said with a pout. I guess I'll just say that, then hear you all out. 'Cause there may be some places you really can't go. The children love Santa, but their leaders say no. Santa then learned a secret that very few know. We have special ops teams that can come in quite low. Delta Force, Navy SEALs, and tough Army Rangers. In those types of places, they'll handle the dangers. Santa paused, and he nodded. All knew what he meant. In the spirit of Christmas, I give my consent. I've delivered these toys for 100-odd years. With a very bad storm, I will need volunteers. Go Army, go Marines, go Navy and Air Force. Call in the reservists and guardsmen, of course. To the ends of the earth, help with Santa's big haul. Now march away, fly away, sail away all. Then soldiers and airmen all went right to work. Captains by privates, first sergeants by clerks. Shoulder to shoulder, they worked through the night. They brought toys by Humvee, dropped others by flight. When the last package went to the very last child, Santa turned to the troops with a look that beguiled. He started to smile, tears dampened his cheek, and the soldiers saluted, but no one dared speak. Santa leapt to his sleigh, quite pleased with the night. "'Tis the best Christmas yet," he exclaimed with delight. "You have come to the rescue and saved this great day. Merry Christmas to all." Then he lifted away. So Santa came through with the help of who? With the help of the military this time, right? Now, where would we go in Sweetwater County where we might be able to talk to someone who was in the military? Hang tight, and we'll see you in just a second. Bye. Welcome back to Somewhere with Sunny, everyone. We are here at the Armed Forces Recruiting Station in Rock Springs with Sergeant Nations.
Good morning.
Sergeant Nations, thank you so much for joining us. And if you
My
guys
pleasure.
can see on his uniform, it says U.S. Army. That means he's a soldier, that he's not an airman or a seaman or a Marine. He's a soldier. And that's why we're sitting here, as you guys can see, with another soldier as well. So, Sergeant Nations, can you tell us just a little bit about what it means to be a recruiter?
It means finding the best that we have and put him in the United States Army.
I love that. Do you guys think you're the best that we have? Could you be in the U.S. Army?
I bet you could.
Yeah. All right, so the questions all the kids in town want to know. Do you have a favorite animal?
I 100% have a favorite animal. I have 3 of them, actually.
Ooh.
Otters, lions, and moose. They're the coolest animals in the world and the smartest.
Very cool. We haven't heard those answers yet, have we, guys? All right, did you know when you were little what you wanted to be when you grew up?
I have wanted to be a soldier in the United States Army since I was this tall. It's always been my dream. It's something I always wanted to do, and I had to do it.
Beautiful. He made his dreams come true. You can do it if you try. So, Sergeant Nations, did you have a favorite book when you were little?
I did. I had a couple of them, actually. I love to read, even now. I love to read. My 2 favorite books when I was real little, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, that's always a classic. And Dr. Seuss is always hits home, Green Eggs and Ham.
We read those books together, haven't we, everyone? More than one time, probably. Can you tell me how long it took you to become a recruiter in the Army?
It took me a long time to be a recruiter, actually. So I've been in the Army for 10 years, 10 whole long years. To become a recruiter, I had to be the best at my job. I had to go to a school for it, always stay in school. I went through a 12-week school, and then after that, I became a recruiter.
Very cool. Now, have you always been stationed here?
I've been across several different places in the United States. I was stationed in Washington, D.C., and then I was stationed down in Texas, and now I'm here in Rock Springs. I've been here for about a year now, year and a half.
Very cool. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you were from Rock Springs, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's my hometown.
So Sergeant Nations got to come back home. That's something you have to remember if you want to join the Armed Forces. You're probably going to move around quite a bit. It's a lot of fun, though. You get to see lots of neat places.
Travel the world, but there's no place like home.
All right, Sergeant Nations, our last question. Do you have any tips or tricks or pieces of advice for kids who think maybe they want to join the military?
Oh, man. For the young ones, I can't stress it enough. Stay in school, read a lot of books, eat your vegetables, play a lot of sports, get outside, go have fun. And that's the best advice I can give you is start now. Start now and have fun.
Always have fun. Another great piece of advice. All right, Sergeant Nations, thank you so much for taking some time out of your schedule today.
Yes, ma'am. My pleasure. Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh. And you guys, we'll see you in January. Bye.
Bye.